Hi everyone, it's me, Traveler Lily, here back with another book review. I know it's been several months since I did a book review and everything, but I decided to come back and redo it after I had to delete a few videos that I never posted or anything that were from a few months ago and everything and stuff, and I decided to get back into it because I figured it took me long enough of a break to do so, and decided to get back doing book reviews and stuff. And if you notice behind me, I redid my bookshelf a bit and stuff, and I've gotten a few new books since then, but I haven't done a book haul for it or anything, so I might do that soon, maybe, who knows, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm here with a book review of The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate D. Camelo. I was going to do a book review for this book in April on Easter, and that was going to be my Easter special book review thing, but for whatever reason it never got posted, and I don't know, just forgot about it, and yeah. But it's here now, and I am going to be reviewing again, I guess. And this time I will hopefully try to stay consistent and more frequently with uploading videos, hopefully. So, let's just hope I, stay consistent and upload the videos a lot more often than I did before. So, rather than doing it like a month or so apart. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, like I said, I will be doing a book review of The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate D. Camelo. And I read, my third grade, let me start over. My third grade teacher, who I will not mention the name of due to privacy reasons, who read this book to me and the rest of my third grade class when I was in third grade, when I was around 9 or 10 years old at the time. And so, yeah, this was one of the two books I read in his class to us back, what year was it? I believe it was 2006, 2007 was when I was in third grade. It was around 2006, 2007 when I was in third grade, so I'm 20 years old now. It's been a few years, but anyway, yeah. Side point, this was one of the two books that he read to us in class. The other book they read was The Tale of Despero, which is sitting on the bookshelf behind me. You can't see it, but it's there. So yeah. And this is a children's book, by Kate D. Camelo. I said that 3 times now. So, and, I'm not sure when this was published. I know it was published a few years ago. Yeah, I believe this was published a few years ago. Yeah, definitely a few years ago, because when I was read, obviously this was published, but, yeah, basically what the story is about, essentially it's about this China rabbit called Edward Tulane. Edward Tulane is a China rabbit doll, who is owned by a little girl named Adeline. And Adeline comes from a rich family, you could say, obviously, because in the book it describes some of his clothes as being really expensive to come by. So you could tell that Adeline comes from a rich family. So anyway, yeah, Edward Tulane is a China rabbit doll, owned by Adeline, who lives in this house on Egypt Street. And Adeline lives with her parents and her grandmother in on one house, and basically Ablin will talk to him and treat him as if he was real, because Ablin is 10 years old in the story. Well, in the beginning of the story, anyway, she's 10 years old, and she's had him since she was little. Younger, not little, but obviously littler. And so anyway, yeah. She basically thinks of him as real, obviously, like most kids do. With stuffed animals and stuff, you think they're real, because at that age, you can think of anything when you're a kid, obviously, as real, like your imaginary friends. If you had imaginary friends, you probably thought of them as real people, Anyway, yeah. She, like most kids, thought, her doll was real, and she would, like, dress him up, like, in these suits, and he would have this pocket watch that she'd always set to, like, 12:15, in the afternoon, because that's when she would be coming home, and she would place him on this chair, and he would look out the window with his pocket watch on his leg, ticking away, while he waited for Ablin to come home, and Edward is kind of a self-centered, like, doll and stuff, and thinks very highly of himself. And basically, he doesn't really know how to love at all. And one night after dinner, Abelin's grandmother tells her story, and while Abelin is being told the story, the grandma looks at Edward quite a bit, I believe, throughout the story, and then after, Ablin falls asleep, and Edward's, like, in his own, like, little bed that Ablin has for him to sleep in and stuff, the grandma whispers to Edward that, "You disappoint me." And so basically, after hearing the story of how a princess didn't know how to love or anything, she gets turned to her toad, whatever, after that, the family, Ablin and her family, go on this boat and kind of take, like, this, like, voyage on this, like, ship. And eventually Edward gets accidentally tossed overboard, after a group of boys, basically, toss him around, and they kind of, like, take off his clothes and everything, because the boys, if you, were a boy and you probably, did that, you probably didn't, who knows, whatever, probably could, yeah, and so, basically, Ablin is still hanging onto his pocket watch while she's trying to, reach out to him and stuff, and from there, he basically falls into the sea, he gets swept away, obviously, he eventually stays down in the sea for many, many days until he gets found by several people, like a fisherman and a hobo and a homeless boy and his sister, then to, like, a shopkeeper who owns him, and so and this all takes place within the span of several years while he's been away from Ablin, and during that time he learns to love, and he learns about the many different struggles of people, and he just changes. His entire, like, perspective on life and personality changes, and he becomes no longer the self-centered rabbit doll that we see see at the beginning of the book. And he kind of becomes a whole new quote-unquote person, if you want to think of him as that. And at the end of it, you see Ablin come into the store with her own daughter. I believe Maggie was her daughter's name. And Maggie spots Edward at the end. And just, and Ablin, sees him and is, like, surprised to see him. And she's like, "Wait, is that you?" And Edward thinks to himself, "Yes, it's me. It's Edward." And she has the pocket watch, and she still has the pocket watch after all those years of not having him again. And it's kind of sweet because at the end she kind of reunites with him, I guess, after he's gone through so much, obviously. And the pictures in this is really good. Like, there's detailed pictures inside the book. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like on the inside the cover, like it shows like the picture of before you go to the first chapter. It shows Edward in the chair, looking out the window, waiting for Evelyn to come home, back when she was 10 years old. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, it's all in black and white. It's like really beautiful too, and stuff. And especially when you get to see, pictures of what you might expect in the first, like maybe before you go into the next chapter, you might see pictures made like this one, because it says chapter 1 here, but this is what it might look. There's different pictures for each ones that you might see for each chapter at the beginning, like this, hinting you in what might be coming next within the book. So yeah, the pictures are pretty incredible. Yeah. There's like another. Let me show you another one. There's like chapter 2. Kind of gets to what Evelyn looks like. Well, the back of her head anyway. What she looks like when she's like 10. But yeah, the details in this is just so good, and I just love the story. Here's one that's in color. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Like, the detail of the pictures is really good. And I just enjoyed it and stuff. You know, I would definitely recommend this to anyone who has children, younger cousins, younger brothers and sisters, you know, or maybe if you're babysitting or whatever, you know, some little kids, then this might be a good book to read to them, maybe, you know, at night, because the chapters aren't that long at all. They're like, I don't know, at most 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, at least maybe 6 pages long or so. And I would highly recommend this day one, like I said, anyone who knows small children, obviously to read them, you know, if they're into, you know, bedtime stories or whatever. This would be a good book to read, because I definitely enjoyed it, and who knows, your brothers and sisters, younger cousins, nieces, nephews, whatever, you know, might enjoy it, and I just loved it a lot, and I'd highly recommend this to anyone who hasn't read it before, or anyone who hasn't read in such a long time to go reread it. Again, if you haven't, I got this, I believe, for Christmas, I think. Yeah, I believe it was just for Christmas. That I got this, and I personally enjoyed reading this again after so many years of not reading the story myself. Like I said, I was like 9, 10 years old when my 3rd grade teacher read this to me, and I'm now 20. And it's so good. I would recommend this to anyone. So, yeah, definitely, especially, like I said, if you have, siblings who are, still little kids, or, younger cousins who are still kids, or nieces or nephews who are still kids, someone who would probably enjoy the story. I would definitely recommend this book. So it's 5 out of 5 stars. So, yeah. Go ahead, guys. I will try to get back to you soon. So, see you guys next time. Bye!